Yesterday we had an incident where the guy that keeps sheep up on the hill from me, he has about 20 sheep or so. His sheep were attacked by what we call here in the Caribbean wild dogs, I guess. Alright, well, morning. We're back at the farm. Another video. Since I last shot, the grass is really taking over. I really have to come up here sometime and do some trimming. I'm not sure when that will be though, because these days I'm extremely busy. So just shooting a quick video, talk about some sheep chaos. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Big boy chaos. Nike. Hyped up dog, bulldog. That's it. Nike. So everything is still intact. Of course, we had a lot of bad weather since the last rounds I shot. Rabbits, everybody's good. I'm not just a raven, but still have to do a lot of chores here. So peeping in. I think the last time I shot, there were no babies. Now we have babies. Everybody's alive and well. There's 5 in there. There should be 6 here. So we have 3 out, 3 in. Yep, 3 out, 3 in. And everybody's alive and well. As you can see, they're jumping back in to the box. So those boxes have to come out soon. These doors are preparing to drop. But anyway, today is really a conversation about sheep. As I walk back down, I just tell you recent events. Nike. Amazing little bulldog. Anyway, so recently, like literally yesterday, we had an incident up on the hill. Now when I say up on the hill, this property is very, very vast, right? It goes all the way back, all up there, these mountains. It's very, very vast. It's 40 acres of untamed Caribbean wilderness, if that's what you want to call it. But yesterday we had an incident where the guy that keeps sheep up on the hill from me, he has about 20 sheep or so. His sheep were attacked by what we call here in the Caribbean wild dogs, I guess. In different countries, they're different things, rabid dogs, whatever. But here we call them wild dogs. Now my sheep, are in pens, so I don't really have that issue, that great of an issue. But what I used to do, and I shot a video on 3 reasons why I don't tie my sheep. What I used to do is I just used to let them and the goat out. Goat. I just used to let them and the goat out to do some grazing. Then I started doing it, black belly sheep here. Then I started doing it when I was at work. So I would come on in the morning, I would check them, make sure they're okay, everybody is okay, and then I would tie the goat now out. Not tie, sorry, but I used to let them all go to free roam, I guess. Again, if you watch my videos, you would know that out here is unfenced, so they can go anywhere and everywhere. Madam Goat over here, she decides that she wants to walk all over the place, and the sheep will obviously just follow. So one day I came and I couldn't find any of the sheep. I couldn't find the goat. They were probably almost a quarter mile away. First of all, guys, you would recognize that I don't have Ramses. Ramses died, unfortunately. I do not know why. Nothing is wrong with my other animals. He was good one evening when I passed. I fed them. He was alright. He was moving around well. And the next morning I came, he was dead. There's no signs of injuries, no strangulations. As you see, I don't keep ropes around or on my animals. He was just dead. Didn't seem unhealthy. I guess, guys, it's just one of those things. So now I'm looking for another ram. As you will know, I'm going through a saga of rams where I rented a ram, then I bought a ram. So now he's dead. Now I'm looking for another ram. So there's where I'm at with the rams. Sorry. So I couldn't find them. This is my rams. This was alive. I couldn't find them. They were all the way, probably a quarter mile away from here. Obviously being led by the goat. Yeah. So what I decided to do is, since the goat already has a rope on her, I decided that, just like this morning, I will take them out, but I tie the goat. So she has a 14-foot rope on her, and I just usually tie her. And usually when I tie her, as you can see, the sheep follow. So I don't really have a problem per se with that. Now, the issue that I came upon now was that during the day I let them out. As you can see, they come out there and they follow the goat for the most part. The issue is that tying the goats are a lot more intelligent, so I don't really have an issue per se tying the goat. But what I find happens is the sheep still do wander, and it's not necessarily a good thing, but it's not a bad thing, because then when I come back to organize the goat to go in the pen, they follow. They come back home. Really. I guess when they hear the sound of my truck, they just come back in, and that's not a problem. But in light of what happened yesterday, getting back to the real meaning of this whole video, is that you can never really tell where dogs are lying in wait out here. I'm just showing you like a good view of what is happening out here by the farm. And because I don't know ever where dogs will be lying in wait, I really have to be cautious of how I let them out and for how long, and whether unattended or not. So in broad daylight, his 20 sheep were attacked just probably about half of a kilometer from here. And I knew this because some of the sheep ran onto my farm to try to escape the dogs attacking them. Now this obviously alerts the dogs that there is a farm here and that there are animals here that they can probably try nipping off too. So what I have done is, instead of leaving them overnight, what I do now is I only let them out, or I only tether the goat and let out the sheep when I am here during the course of the day. So now what I'm doing is I'm just gonna basically just tie a knot, tether the goat, so that they can get some fresh grass, cuts back on a lot of feed. Yes, I know I did a video saying I don't like to tether them, but guys, right now here in Barbados, feed is really difficult to come by. So at this point, there's not much of a choice for me but to tether them. So that's what I'm gonna do until at least until feed is more available. It really is getting kind of difficult here, especially for dry feed. So just put that, it's just a kind of knot, can't really get out of it. So I don't like to give them dry feed every single day. What I do is probably every 2 days, because after work I come out, I like to give them at least an hour and a half or so grazing when I'm here after work. So I try to get here on time, make sure they're out for a little bit, and they get their green grass, they get that roughage, because of the type of animal they are. They're grazing animals, so they need that roughage. You can see that out here is very lush green. I try to utilize that as much as possible. I don't think I'll be getting into the habit of cutting grass if I can just let them roam for a bit. I do plan on putting up a fence, so that shouldn't be a big issue. They enjoy being out here. But until then, I do have to be careful of how I leave them unattended, because them being unattended could really be detrimental here from the farm. There's always something to look out for. There's always something to do. So I try to keep abreast of every little problem that arises or that could arise. You're not gonna always catch the problems, but prevention is always better than cure. Anyway, so that is just a little update on what's happening here on the farm and around the farm. Ramses is gone. I'm gonna work on this now. Actually, they kind of kicked down their hay bale, so now that it's empty, I'm just gonna tack this back up in the corner here so it stands. I'm gonna add another piece of wood here. That's gonna be fixed in a jiffy. Nothing big. Just clean up in here a little bit. Clean up their water bowl. Clean up the goat section too. I want to clean up in here because I believe, I don't know, you guys can probably drop me a line and tell me what you think, but I believe that Ginger may be pregnant. I believe that probably the first ram, if you watch my videos, the first ram that I rented, my rented ram, he probably did the deed, and she may be pregnant. She's looking a little, her stomach has dropped a little bit. I will have to compare it to other videos. Where is she? Right here. Her udders are swelling. You won't be able to see it from here because she's kind of standing in the grass. So, but her stomach is getting a little bit wider. It's dropping a little bit. So I believe that she very well could be pregnant. If she is, my calculations are correct. Lambs, or a lamb at least, if you want, will drop probably in about 2 months or so, which is good time. So I just wanted to get the pens cleaned up, keep them as clean as possible, so that when she's ready, she's comfortable, and we have no complications in that section. And I just keep track of her, and then of course with that noted too, I'm gonna try to secure the farm, their area. They're not going to be out unless I'm here for sure, because then I don't want her to have the lambs in the grass and I can't find them. As per animals, they tend to do that too. They may have it probably under a tree and some tall grass or something, and you probably never will find them until 2 or 3 days later. But out here with the wild dogs and so on, I don't want to leave that to chance. So I'm going to just monitor her too and see how she does or what she does. But I think she may be pregnant in comparison to Chocolate behind her. Her udders are definitely a bit swollen. Her stomach is starting to drop a little bit. You can see that sinking in at the hip a little bit more too. So I'm gonna just monitor her. Still have to get the goat bred and try and get cocoa bred too, but we'll see how it goes. For now, they're pretty comfortable out here on the grass, so we're gonna leave them be. And I'm gonna get to my chores. It's gonna be a hot day today, so I'm not gonna leave them out too long. When I leave here, I'm gonna put them back in. But it's another good day at the farm. It's another good day being Terry.